tender, love me true, all my dreams fulfill. Oh, my darling, I love you, and I always will. Love me tender. Hey, Isaacson, not the cool whip is here. Usama El Shahabi, critical FBI agent Benjamin Dominguez. Barry's is back. Erwin Elf, Willie plays Si Papa. Hunter Miller, HD. Oh yeah. Ben Tyler, Cloak, Wolverine's here. Armando, Jeremiah Poyer, Thomas, Positive Negativity, Connors and Havoc. I guess it's wildly redundant for me to say I want pizza, but I want pizza. I wonder if part of this too is because we've been talking so much. You guys know it's a little over a week now till my wife and I go to Disney, and I told you guys how the greatest pizza in the world resides in Disney World, in Italy, in Epcot. I got a stream from there. I hope the signal strength is good inside that restaurant because you guys got to see that pizza. But and then today, and I should mention too, Arthur is starting the day as our stream boss. Today, my wife and her friend were in a bowling league together last year, and they're going to be bowling again this year. So tonight's their first night of bowling, so my wife's got to leave early, so we're eating dinner early, and I'm getting hot dogs. I want pizza. I want pizza really bad. Chichoska, I'm just sitting here desiring pizza, pal. Pepperoni and salami pizza? See, Jacob, hey, Brother Malachi. Thank you, my friend. Wow, that one went through quick. There's the new. Did you guys see the new icon for Super Chats? That's the one I tried to put in last stream, and it wouldn't do it till we reset it. Kakashi twerking, baby. Shit, now. Oh, pepperoni and salami. I like pepperoni, but I don't have a wide variety of things I like anyway. But that's just one of those foods that as I got older, for some reason, it started bothering my guts. So it's not worth it to eat it anymore. It's not something I had to have to where it's worth the agony that comes with it. And salami I've never been a big fan of. My wife likes it. I don't think she's ever had it on pizza. But what the hell does she know? Because she puts pineapple on pizza, so her opinion doesn't count anyway. When my wife gets pregnant, I'm going to make cheese from her milk. Derek, what the fuck? I mean, do you. That's cool, but how did that come up? How did it come up? Pepperoni and dick cheese, Coke says. Cheap Jump Scare says, pineapple and black olives on pizza is king. That's the stuff my wife likes. That kind of shit. Oh, dude, no pineapple. No pineapple in general. Just, yeah, I still have it over live chat. Why is Kakashi twerking? Why are you ruining my childhood? Come on, Kakashi's a sexy beast. Oh, but again, pineapple's a food I don't care for anyway, but just like we talked about before, it's just that combination. Pineapple on top of all that delicious cheese and sauce, and no. Punster says pepperoni, sausage, trump, and ham, all the meats. Bob Jones says, I love my barbecue pizza at Round Table. Now that one, I have to be fair. I wouldn't get into it just because I don't like there's so many things I don't like. I don't like barbecue sauce. I don't like the flavor of barbecue sauce. I have friends that love barbecue pizza, though. Love barbecue pizza.
Yeah.
Bob Jones just gave Arthur a hit. Money in my mind says, my nips look like pepperoni. Wink, wink, papa. That's information I like to have, actually.
Yeah.
And then Intellectual says, the thumbnail is Curtis hitting puberty and his big titty goth girlfriend from Disney. Well, actually, oh shit, what did I think that's the one. Let me remember what I can't, that fucking terrible. I gotta actually look it up to remember what I put up there. For for a thumbnail because you know that was all of 20 minutes ago, and how am I supposed to remember things from that far in the distant past? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Hold on, I'll look it up and I'll tell you exactly. Oh yeah, that's. I had just said something to her along the lines of "I'll bite your apple anytime, eat your apple anytime," or something like that. And instead of throwing me out of Disney World, she just made that face, which I thought she was cool about that. Currently eating a Mexican pizza, Tui? Right now, yeah, any pizza. I wouldn't eat a Mexican pizza because, again, I can't take any spices. But any pizza sounds, so good. Does it have a green card? Lude says. Big Green says I come in and see Kakashi twerking. That's one Big Green I tried to put in last stream. The last stream we did, I tried to put that in for our super chats, and it wouldn't go in until I restarted the stream. Thomas says, "Oh, you went to Epcot yesterday and had that pizza you recommended in Italy. It was the best I've had in a while. It was expensive though." You think so, Thomas? See, I typically, you know what, Thomas? The problem is usually when we're down there, we get that meal plan. So I don't really, the cost doesn't hit me. See, and when we don't have it, it never struck me as expensive, not because it isn't, but because everything is graded on a curve. And we also tend to like to go to the character meals with the kids.
Yeah.
And they are so much more expensive by association. The pizza place doesn't seem that bad. But yeah, any place with food in Disney is expensive. I'll give you that. Again, it just never struck me that way just because of the curve that it's graded on at Disney. Wolverine says Mexican pizza is the gardener of pizza. It really is good though, isn't it, Thomas? That pizza is so goddamn good. I can't wait to get down there and have it. I love cheese, so I try to get the most amount of different types of cheese that I can. See, I'm just the opposite, Punster. I don't like a cheese. It's always amazing that I love pizza so much. That's basically the only dish. Yeah, it's basically the only dish I eat that has cheese on it. Because again, as I've told you guys, if I go to a fast food joint, particularly McDonald's, and they put that fucked up American cheese on my burger, I'll shove it up somebody's ass before I'll eat it. I ain't eating that. Oh God, that stuff's gross. And why is Burger King so? We were talking about this morning, my wife and I. Why has Burger King become so dominantly, clearly better than McDonald's? At least to me. We had to stop for breakfast this morning. We had some running to do. We had to get. I got new glasses and stuff. We both got new glasses. We had to pick them up, and I said, "Well, let's go over to Burger King for breakfast."
Yeah.
My wife says, "You know what? I don't think I've ever gone in there for breakfast." And I was telling her it's good, and even she was impressed. Hey, Brian's our new stream boss, and he says, "I found a place that delivers pizza till 4 a.m. on weekends. It's like they knew I was coming to town." They set it up just for you, buddy. Hey, Harlan, good to have you aboard. Delivers till 4 a.m. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't even be good because there's too often that around 2:30 in the morning. I think like all of us do on occasion. I'll just wake up and having pizza as an option at that point could end up killing me. Wendy's has the best breakfast. You know what? Money on my mind. Wendy's breakfast is good, but as weird as it sounds.
Yeah.
Or no, wait. Wendy's breakfast I don't think I've had yet. No, I'm getting mixed up. As weird as it sounds, Taco Bell I think has the best of the fast food breakfast. The only reason we were talking about how superior Burger King is to McDonald's is because I got my wife the breakfast sandwich thing they have there on the croissant and the hash browns. And the hash browns are so much better, I think, at Burger King than McDonald's. So much less grease. I think the breakfast sandwiches are way better. Those croissants they put them on are soft and nice. The ham has a great flavor. Because she always liked the sandwiches at Dunkin' Donuts, and she said those are even better there. Isaac says, I ate Burger King so much that I got tired of it. That I could see. I think with any of the fast food joints, eventually you could get tired of them. But yeah, I just think, and it used to be the opposite when I was younger. I always thought McDonald's was, the king. Yeah, the king. But Burger King kicks their ass anymore. Chrome says, the worst pizza I've seen is a pizza from an Indian takeaway. Oh, sorry, guys. The pizza smelt floral. The taste disgusted the hell out of my. Ooh, shit. Disgusted the hell out of my dad. Never ate it. Not crazy. Oh yeah, they shouldn't be allowed to do things like that to pizza. Oh, Spaz Kid. Spaz Kid just texted me because he knows this annoys me. He said that he's at school, currently being told it's our civic duty to vote. I hate that. You guys know that because it's not your civic duty to vote. You don't get me wrong. Anybody that wants to vote should. By all means, they should. But if you're not interested in politics, why are people trying to force? Why are people trying to force people to go vote when some people just don't have an interest in it? Why would you want them making an uninformed ballot? I'm going to sell. I said, tell them it's our civic duty to watch porn and nothing more. I've never believed that. That's so stupid to try and guilt people into voting. If you're not interested, so what? You're not interested. Nothing wrong with that. Oh shit! And I just heard the thing go off, and I didn't greet somebody who came in. My girlfriend can't stand most meats like chicken, beef, steak, etc. Cheap jump scare says, unless it's buried under other toppings like lettuce and tomatoes. Oh, the only two areas where I have a wide variety of likes in food is meats. Give me the meat. Meats and breads. I love meat and bread because they're so good for you. This stream has nothing to do with Disney except that it sucks. And the actual says Disney does not suck. Punster says the worst service I ever had was this place in downtown Sacramento. Boy, I haven't been to Sacramento in so long. Where we asked for a pepperoni pizza with fries, but they gave us a pizza with no cheese, sliced tomatoes with a side of lettuce. What the fuck? Oh yeah, somebody would have had to gotten punched if I was there. You don't promise me pizza and come up with that shit. Try and make an old man freaking go nuts. Andre says, fun fact, Bonji Gum contains both properties of rubber and gum. Tui says, so many people getting mad when people say I don't want either candidate, so I won't vote if they're bad. And that's your right. That's what pisses me off, Tui. Because again, everybody talks about, everybody likes to talk about everyone should be allowed to do whatever they want until you're not doing what they want you to do. Like Tui says, not excited for any of the candidates, not going to vote for any of them. That's perfect. That's perfectly legitimate. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with saying, listen, whatever your reason may be, maybe you're disgusted by the whole system. And it's just like, I'm not going to vote because I think that everybody involved is shit. That's perfectly legitimate. It's perfectly legitimate. Oh, yeah. Brian's taking a beating here. It's perfectly legitimate to say I'm not going to vote because I'm not interested. I don't understand why people get ragged on for that. No, it's your civic duty to go vote. No, it is. It clearly is not. It's your right. It's not your duty. One in my mind says, did you see a virologist from Wuhan said the virus was made by the Chinese government and has evidence she will be publishing soon? I don't know how true it is. That would be fascinating, wouldn't it? Holy shit. I didn't see that money on my mind. Yeah, like you say, you never know if it's actually true or not. But how the hell could she even get that message out of China? She'd have to be out of China already because, they're going to kill her ass over that. I'll have to look that up later. That'd be interesting to see. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Talk about setting the world on its ear. It just kills me, too. That's all we want to fight about here in America is whose fault the deaths are, when ultimately we all know whose fault they are. It's the Chinese government's fault. You can micromanage it further down than that if you want, but the fact is, it's the fault of the Chinese government. Dio or Hisoka, who do you like more? Both great. Well, I don't know. Is Hisoka a villain? Well, both great semi-villains, but Hisoka is one of my all-time favorite characters. I mean, not that I don't like Dio too. I don't give a duty about civic duty. Big Green says Again, I don't know. Am I wrong, guys? Why should people feel like they have to vote? And that. Oh, this might be a scam call. Hold on, might be having some fun here. Hold on. Hello.
This is an urgent message for the vehicle owner. We've been
I'm a
trying to
vehicle
reach you
owner.
about your car's extended warranty.
Uh-oh.
You should have received something in the mail about
I
your
did.
car's extended warranty.
Oh,
Since
no, it
we
was
have
porn.
not gotten a response, we are giving you a final courtesy call before we close out your file. Press 2 to be removed and put on our do not
No,
call list.
I want
Press
this.
1 to speak with someone about possibly extending or reinstating your car's warranty.
Sure.
Again.
Hi, this is Allison calling from the warranty division. Can you please verify the year, make, and model of your vehicle?
Wait a second. Your name's not really Allison. I can tell by the accent. You're messing with me a little bit here. Come on, you're not an Allison, are you? Come on. Tell me the truth.
We're all set. Goodbye.
No, wait a second. You want to know the make 'em out? Hello, this is Allison. That's not what I was going to go with originally, but it was just, it was so stupid. Not an extended warranty call. Oh, Wolverine, I get those all the time. Connor says, hey, Curtis, love your content and a little upset with my team losing to a horrible call last night. Did you see the Bill California pass? Oh, God. No, I didn't see this latest. Well, Connor, you're stream boss now. That was a horrible call. But Connor, what was McCarthy thinking not kicking the field goal? As soon as he sent the offense out there, it wasn't hindsight. I lost my shit. I almost turned the game off right there. Never. Fourth quarter, and it's 4th and 3? It wasn't 4th and inches. It was 4th and 3. And you don't fucking tie the game? Fuck Mike McCarthy. But the call was terrible. What's his name? The cornerback there, he put on an acting job. Give me a break. That was pure acting. That bitch Alice. And I know, what the hell? Then she hangs up on me. Money on my mind says she ran to the U.S. government. The government tried to silence her. Hopefully she has better luck here, money on my mind, because the government here might try and silence her too. Tui! Hey, Tui, thank you for the Pussy Pink Sky. Oh, crap. And Tui came in right behind money on my mind. Thank you, though, for, again, I got to say it several times now, the Pussy Pink Sky. There are also people I've seen on the Democratic side, not that I agree with either side, or I'm either Democrat or Republican, but they told people who were voting for candidates who didn't get through, they basically should just take it. It's over the top. I mean, the vitriol and the animosity. I've told you guys, you know, I've been around for a long time, and I've never seen the country as violently split as it is right now. And again, that goes back to the days of the hippies and Vietnam and all of that. And it's never been this bad. And that's basically what you get from both sides. I think the left tends to try and browbeat more. You know, you must be one of us all the way down, because they'll turn on their own. They'll turn on other people that are on the left as well if they don't. The far left will, if they don't go down the line with them all the way and always support everything they believe, they talk about. I've never seen it this bad. It's not even close. Let's see. Andre says Hisoka is one of my favorite, and again, thank you for the Pussy Pink Sky. One of my favorite antagonists in anime, but I prefer Cell and a few others because Hisoka is a pedo, which makes me like him less than the others. Yeah, it's almost weird, isn't it, Andre, that Hisoka, especially to somebody like me, the way he acts should make you hate him. But I think, and this is just for me, I think the reason that the whole being interested in the 12-year-old boys thing didn't entirely put me off to him, because to me, you don't really see Hisoka as human. You know what I'm saying? He's something else. He's obviously something on a different level, a different plane. And I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying I think that's why I don't, in my opinion of him, it never came down as hard as it would if it was somebody who was clearly just a regular Joe. Excuse me. Let's see. What the fuck just happened? Someone please tell me about about what, Queen Mayasa? You got to be more specific than that. A lot of things happen around here. Chrome says, "Hello, my name is Jim Bop Jones McAmerica. I'm not in any way from India. I am representing Somali legal person. Much money for you." Yeah. Well, that's that was fun. And to come up with such a I don't know, white bread, boring, bland name, or not even, I shouldn't even say boring, but such a white bread name like that with that accent. It's like, why? Who exactly does she think she's tricking? Cody says, "I love your videos, man. Keep up the awesome work. Special Voice Comedy is one of my favorite YouTube channels." Well, thanks, Cody. I appreciate that. It's nice of you to say. Chrome says, "We'll see a video of her soon, all robotic, like saying China #1. We create, cure, America, make virus, then she'll never be heard from again." Yeah, well, my mind's saying, Chrome, that supposedly she's made her way to America. So that would be interesting. Now, there's something else too. Oh, Connor, I knew there was something else I wanted to address. Oh shoot, Connor. I appreciate that, but I'm sure you meant to attach a message. I was just gonna ask you. I'll watch for you to respond, Connor. You don't have to put in another super chat, because I was just gonna ask you what bill did California pass now? I didn't hear about one passing last night. I'm trying to remember what the latest stupidity from Newsom I heard was. And he does so many stupid things that it's hard to keep track of them all. No, for me, no pineapple on pizza Strahinja. Strahinja. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll watch for you, Connor, because I'm assuming that might be what you meant to post on that one. But well, Gavin Newsom is right up there with Andrew Cuomo for me. I have no use for either one of them. One can hope, but would it really stop China from trying to execute her? Oh, it wouldn't stop them from trying. No question, Chrome. The thing is, too, here in our government, will they... you might have people in our government that don't want that information to get out. If they feel like it'll hurt their particular party. For instance, I could see the far left not wanting that information to get out because they're trying to leverage this whole election as the whole virus is Trump's fault. If something like that were true and it got out, I could see them wanting the silencer, or not have it widely known. Gerardo says, "Hey Spaz, I was missed your live streams, but I finally caught one. Love your vids." Oh, thanks, Gerardo. Glad you could be in with one for us. Andre says pepperoni and bacon. Tui, thanks. Crimson Sky. We haven't had a Crimson Sky in ages. Thanks for the Crimson Sky, Tui. Now, he better take over as stream boss now, because he didn't come in right behind somebody that time. Hisoka is too fighting, so I've never looked at him in that manner, because he's actually attracted to a child, because it's not what it really is. As we see, wasn't wrong about Gin's potential.
Oh,
take this,
yeah.
Revy Red. Tui, you're the easy boss now. Yeah, that Crimson Sky was how the whole Sky thing started. When BTG started with the Crimson Skies here at the channel. We haven't had a Crimson Sky in ages. Yeah, but I'm kind of with you too. It just, I don't see Hisoka. I don't know how better to put that. I don't see him as humanistic. Does that make sense to any of you guys? Am I making sense? And I think you have to be to really be put off by that, because if you're an alien or if you're some creep or creature, you're attracted to 12-year-olds. It's like, well, who the hell knows what their motivations are? And that's kind of how I see Hisoka. It's just, I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but yeah, I think we're saying the same thing, Tui. Period. Sky returns, Lud says. The good old period Sky. I remember that was so long ago. Yeah, Johnny, that was good to see you again, pal. Yeah, when BTG first started the Crimson Skies. Yeah, yep. Blake says, "Hey Spaz, Saitama actually can be considered star level if they make him face God and defeat God, like in the fan-made manga in the show. It can be considered star level." Oh, there was a fan-made manga? I didn't even know that, Blake. And he faced God. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of think that's neat. Money in my mind says, Curtis, I can put 500 into 5 million. Just send me your card info. I would. I just gave it all to the Nigerian guy who called right before what's her face? What the hell did she tell me her name was? It wasn't Sally. See, that's how long memories stay with me. No, I would, but the Nigerian guy's already going to flip it for me. He's a prince. Wolverine says, look for next post. Oh, hold on, too. I want to make sure I didn't miss that. Because I told Connor I'd watch for his next post because I think he went to post something and the super chat went in, but the post didn't come with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't see it yet, Connor. Okay. I just want to make sure. I gotta watch for Connor and Wolverine's next post. Tui says, text to speech is so terrible. I was saying he's attracted to fighting, not actually attracted to a child. Yeah, I think that's true too, Tui. He could be, and I hadn't thought of that, but I see what you're saying. He could be attracted more to the idea of kicking Gon's ass than anything else, particularly if even from the start he recognized Gon as having like unlimited potential or next level abilities. Yeah, his whole swing could be because it's an opponent. That's true. I hadn't even thought of it from that perspective, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, that could be. That could be. I hadn't thought of it that way. Allison. Yes, Allison. Yeah, I would have given Allison my information too, but I got to let the Nigerian prince run it up into big money first, and then we'll reinvest. Screw Allison, money in my mind says. It's called One Punch Man versus God. Yeah, that's kind of neat, Blake. I actually kind of like that. I think that concept is funny. Waterground says, hello, I'm Alex. I'm here to call about your doorknob payment. And how would you like to pay, with credit card or in person? Chrome says, the way I see it, Hisoka is more a character who just gets off on fighting, to be fair. Yeah, that's what Tui was saying. He's never done anything to them. He's Goku-like. Besides, his main thing now is the spider's box. No, you guys are right. And I hadn't really considered it from that aspect, but the whole swing in his step could be because he saw both Gon and Killua as potential opponents. And that would be completely consistent with his character. So yeah, you guys probably are onto something there. Hunter says, dude, I ordered pizza last night, and this dude was the same guy who delivered my last pizza that he put pineapple on. I just gave him a stare, and he said, it's okay, no pineapple. Yeah, that was when you ordered pepperoni, right, Hunter? That would piss me off. Oh, there would have been a problem. You guys might have read about that on the internet. Put a pineapple on my fucking pizza. I saw that, Chrome. She said, what on God's name is happening to the chat on stream? It pretty much froze and sped up. I saw that. It just had a seizure and aneurysm. On the YouTube side, it stayed fine. But yeah, in the chat box itself, it lost its mind for just a minute. Every once in a while, it just loses its shit. Lude says he does not discriminate who he gets turned on against as long as he can give an ass whooping. Yeah. I'm actually. It's funny that all the times we are topically speaking about anime, this had never come up. But you guys kind of opened my eyes to that. I think you're right. I think that's more the case than anything else is. Because, again, it's perfectly fitting of his character that he would get all bonered up about the idea of having somebody to fight. It makes perfect sense. Yeah, Punster says pineapple on pizza is like hair on Curtis. It ruins it. I've got a new... I've told you guys, when I shave my head, I have this couple different types of cheap, believe it or not. For some reason, the cheapy disposable razors worked better on my head than the expensive ones. I've been searching for something easier. Now I've got a new razor thing ordered. It's one of those ones. It's got the rotator heads. It's got 5 rotating heads, and supposedly it works great on shaving your head. As soon as it comes in, I'll let you guys know. What it'll probably do is just slice me to ribbons, but that wouldn't be the first time either, so it wouldn't be a big deal. JB says, I used to love Hisoka, but the way Togashi handled him in the current manga disappointed me. He gave Hisoka an MC zone. Really? I started reading the manga, picking up, where the anime left off, and I haven't gotten back to it at all. Just don't have the time.
Yeah.
Oh, and you missed it twice. Good. I'm sorry, Wolverine. That's what gets hard when I have to try and remember to keep watching for posts as we go. Okay, let's see. Now there was Connor, so let me see if Connor's in here anywhere. Okay, and Wolverine's is there. Oh, Wolverine says California fires are due to the attempts to lighten pedophilia offenses. Is that could be what Connor was talking about? If that's the case, I did see that. I didn't see that it was made into law, but I saw that it was proposed.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm just looking to see because I told Connor I would watch for him too. Before I comment further, let me make sure. Yeah, I didn't see Connor again. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing his post. There, Connor, he's right in front of me. Jesus Christ. Connor says, my Cowboys getting screwed over again and again. California passed a bill involving pedophiles. Hard to explain also my chat acting up. Sorry. No, I did see that, Connor. I'd forgotten. In all the stupid things California does, I did see that. That's beyond the pale to me. That I don't even have words to describe how disgusted that makes me. If there is any change whatsoever in sentences doled out to child predators, it should always be to make the penalties more extreme. And someday I'm hoping we can get it to where it's the death penalty. And then if that's not good enough, maybe we can make it the death penalty +2 where we revive you and then just kill you again. So I have no sympathy, no empathy for anyone who victimizes kids, period. Yeah, and that call was complete bullshit, Connor. They were clearly hand fighting, and you could, if you watch that replay carefully, you could really make a strong case that the receiver reached back because he reached back and away like he was pulling his arm loose because they were already tied up. They were hand fighting. And what's his nut there, the cornerback, I always forget the guy's name, the one from Jacksonville there. He did an acting job. And, of course, the NFL officials are a bunch of simpletons, so it worked. Shaggy's the only person who gives Saitama a fair fight, Blake Power says. Yeah, really. But that, Ultra Instinct Shaggy is, like, next level. Punster says child predators deserve 40 years minimum. Absolute minimum. There's just no excuse for it. And Wolverine says just put pedophiles in general population. The other inmates take care of it. I'm for that. They shouldn't get protected at all. Nobody's there to protect the kids they were victimizing. Let them handle it on their own. Chrome says, sad thing is the majority of people agree on either the death penalty or life in prison for pedos, yet politicians won't let it happen. They'll always protect their own. Lynch mob time. You might be onto something there, Chrome. And who could possibly be proud of passing laws to go easier on pedophiles? It's just like it's some sort of bizarro world or something. And like Chrome says, or was alluding to, I don't think that's partisan at all. I think that would be the huge consensus, whether you're right, left, far left. I think pretty much all of us are on the same page there. Did you see how Geen pulled in Itachi? I did, Michael. Oh God, that series is. I'm just enjoying Bleach so much. That whole segment, the Rankar arc or whatever you want to refer to it as, was so good. Am I wrong? Do you guys agree with that? I don't think. And again, we have people from every basic belief structure or political every part of the political spectrum on here, in and out at different times. Is there any group that doesn't, in large numbers, support hitting pedophiles with as harsh a punishment as possible. So I just don't believe that's not the case. I don't want to lose that much faith in humanity. Again, even if you're far left, I can't believe that even those on the far left, that a vast majority of them wouldn't be against easing sentences for pedophiles. This is Kyle says, what do you think about One Piece's take on racism in the Fishman Island arc? I honestly think it's very relatable today with certain groups. Sure is. It's very relatable. One Piece has done that on a number of occasions, but yeah, you guys will see as you come up on my reactions to it. It is very relatable, and you do have empathy for the fishmen because of what they've been through. I still hate Arlong, but I think Arlong was the exception among the fishmen. Most of the fishmen, including Tiger, as much as they hated what humans had done, realized the advantage for them and for theirs of trying to coexist peacefully with humans. It's just extremists, which again is, as you said, Kyle, is perfectly indicative of what's going on today. It's just extremists that fuck it all up. Connor says, the only teams I support is Cowboys and Chiefs and Ravens, but stop blowing calls. That's why I want to be a referee. Death penalty for pedophiles. Yeah, and it's been going on for years, Connor. When are they going to do? I mean, officials are supposed to. You don't make the call unless you're sure you see it. If there's any ambiguity, you don't make the call. But they never do that. They want to interject themselves into the game, and that was the case last night. Because you can't make the call that was obvious pass interference. They like interjecting themselves into it. And yes, I completely agree. Death penalty for pedos, 100%. Ian says, I agree with you. Yeah, I don't understand why that legislation was passed. Because I just don't know of any. Oh, and Kyle's our new stream boss. And I don't know of any sector of society politically who would support lessening, in any big numbers, lessening the penalties for pedos. Gimster says, Joe's going to come out smoking, but I ain't going to be joking. I'll be picking and poking, pouring water on his smoking. This might shock and amaze you, but I'm going to destroy Joe Frazier. I tell you, Gimster, those all bring back memories because I was so geeked out for that Ali Frazier fights. I was such a huge Joe Frazier fan. I've told you guys before, Joe Frazier versus Muhammad Ali was the first time I ever made a sports bet. I bet the first fight, I bet a kid on my school bus 25 cents on Frazier, of course. And then we went to school that Monday, and I was like, oh, dude, got my quarter? And quarter was a lot of money back then. He was like, no. And I didn't realize at the time, but it's like, I'm going to have to break this fucking kid's fingers. It's under my quarter. So his sister was on the bus. He went to his sister and got the quarter and paid my ass. Good thing he did. Might have saved me from a life of crime because there's going to be a problem. Andrew says, Curtis eating pizza. Meanwhile, I'm being forced to eat ground turkey because it's good for you. If it's plain as fucking got no taste. Oh, Andrew, with cutting back, getting in shape. I have eaten so much turkey and grilled chicken lately that I just want to puke sometimes. I'm with you, brother. And I'm not getting my pizza today, though. I want pizza, but I was telling the gang my wife's bowling league starts tonight, so we're eating early, and so we just want to do something quick and easy, so I'm having hot dogs. Oh, well, hot dogs. I want pizza. Yeah, Blue says, I want pizza, too. Oh, excuse me. Tui says, the only person Hisoka actually hints he's hitting on is Machi? Also, have you seen any of the Fate series? I haven't seen any of the Fate series yet, Tui. None of them. They always get they get a lot of support when we have the nominations and polls over at the Goosh, but not enough to get over the top yet. So no, I haven't. It has clearly become, particularly with all the anime we have seen now, every time we watch a new one, that's one less in the field to be mentioned to me. So the Fate series gets mentioned more and more and more and more all the time. It was always a dream of mine to meet Muhammad Ali. Yeah, John. When I was a kid, and it was just a healthy rivalry thing, Frazier was my hero. So, of course, you hated Ali. He was his rival. And I hated how mean he was to him and everything, just like the poem we had read and stuff. And I knew how much it bothered Frazier. But, man, in hindsight...
Oh, yeah.
Cheap Jump Scare just took over. In hindsight, there's no denying what a brilliant fighter that man was. He was stunningly brilliant and a great promoter too. He was the one. I mean, he knew what he was doing with making people hate him, like he did with with me as a kid. And Joe Frazier's my hero. That's how you build hype for a fight. He played the bad guy perfectly. Chrome says haven't read it yet, but apparently Bleach's creator's new series Burn the Witch will be a sort of seasonal manga now. So basically, he'll write a story arc in full, then have it published weekly. Oh, that's kind of neat. That's different. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Cheap Jump Scare says, hey, George, good to have you. My Dolphins lost yesterday against the Pats. A missed PI cost them with 1:30 left. Not saying they would have won, but they would have had a chance. I actually, Jump Scare, where me and my buddy were watching some games, and I liked them this week. I really liked the Dolphins. I thought they were going to beat the Patriots. I really did. I was incorrect. But I didn't see the game. I just saw highlights. Ryan didn't play particularly well, did he? How long till Tua becomes the starter, or at least gets the chance? Connor says, FYI, if I do become a ref, I'll call everything. My friend, I would think of going out, killing all pedos. Also, my one hockey team might win their series. Well, you don't. If you're even considering something like that, you don't want to put it out there, Connor. But I'd be more for going out and making sure that the punishments for pedos never get reduced and only get more severe. In other words, going out and fighting against everything that California, well, I shouldn't say California, there's a lot of great Californians, that everything that the government of California believes in and Gavin Newsom believes in. Henry says, best to worst. Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Domino's. You agree? I can't tell you, Henry, because I've never had Papa John's. And Little Caesars, I went to have, I think I told you guys this when it happened. I went to have it for the first time not too long ago.
Yeah.
And, they have that Little Caesars hot and ready. And I was taking my son and grandson, Brax and my grandson, and I were out doing something. Oh, I know. It was when early in the baseball season, a game got canceled because of rain. And I still hadn't eaten anything. They'd already had dinner. So I said, well, here's a Little Caesars. I'm finally going to try it. So it was pretty crowded, but I went in and they got all the hot and ready signs and everything there. And so I told the lady at the counter, I said, hey, I said, what toppings do you have on the hot and ready pizzas? She goes, oh, we don't have any of those. I said, what do you mean you don't have any of those? She goes, well, we don't have any pre-made ready to go. I said, pretty much every sign in this whole fucking place says hot and ready. She goes, yeah, we don't have any of those. So, so needless to say, I walked out. I was like, yeah, okay. So, given that I don't know two of them, Pizza Hut is clearly better than Domino's. Domino's used to be one of my all-time favorites, Henry. And then, geez, was it 25 years ago now? Oh my God, time goes fast. When Domino's changed their sauce, oh, fuck. It didn't change for the better. Domino's used to be one of my very favorites. I used to get it all the time until they changed the sauce. Tui says, Burn the Witch is the England part of the Bleach world. Really? That's kind of cool. What Chrome's outlining there with the scheduling of how it's going to be released and everything, I think that's kind of cool. I think it's very cool, actually. Morgan says hi. Oh, is Morgan in here, Wolverine, or are you talking to her elsewhere on some other form of interaction? Hi, Morgan. Whichever it may be. Hi, Morgan. Oh, wait a second. What's this, Maz? Speaking of food, got introduced to pizza-flavored rice cakes? I've never heard of that. Recently, because a girlfriend has celiacs, and you toss some mustard, salami, and cheese on those things, you have some good food. I've never heard of that. That's really kind of different. It's not too bad, huh, Maz? The taste is good? Yeah, yeah, Johnny, hot and unready. It was all over the place. Every place in there, hot and ready, hot and ready, hot and ready. So it's like, oh, perfect, because I wanted to get home, so just go in. And I'll finally get to try some. Well, and she just said, matter of fact, no, we don't have any of that. It's like, well, how come all these signs on your wall, up above your head there, on your counter, on your uniform, how come they all say hot and ready then? It's just It's basically room temperature pizza, Maz says. Huh. Chrome says if he's able to get this model to be successful, it could be a game changer for the industry. A lot of creators work themselves to death, so a model that gives them free time and playing things out is big. Sure. Absolutely. Agreed, Chrome. I think that's really neat. I think that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
Gimster says, oh yeah, it was the 15th of their first fight where Ali had to take a seat after he took a hook from Frazier. Joe left that match 10 pounds later. Oh, that was amazing. When Frazier sat Ali down, with that hook. And that was, I mean, we all know that was Joe's game, that left hook. It was his career. And when it finally landed, and the thing, I still remember this day, Ali had tassels on his ring boots, on the laces. And I remember watching those tassels flying in the breeze while Ali was taking a seat. Oh, it's fucking awesome. I was such a huge Joe Frazier nerd. Yarborough says, just here to add extra eyes and hate. We'll bang later. Understandably, Yarborough. There's always room for more eyes and hate. Connor says, FYI, I think your content is great. Well, thank you. And also, the world is going to hell. I'll move to the moon. I'm predicting Islanders versus Dallas in Stanley Cup. I don't follow hockey close. I see little bits of it because I watch Sports Center for highlights. And, of course, when highlights come up on hockey, I don't change the channel. I'll watch. But that's the extent of my knowledge. Islanders, Dallas, you're saying? That I will see because I try and stay up on what's going on. So I'll see. I will see if your prediction turns out right anyway. Excuse me. Black Dragon says, I kind of want to know your opinion. Are you still hate Kabuto after he changed his heart? By the end of the series, I never am going to like Kabuto. I don't care how many changes he makes and what kind of sane he becomes or anything. Never going to like him. But no, I didn't hate him nearly as much. By the end of the series, Black Zetsu was my most hated character, and it was by a lot. So yes, he like a lot of characters as they evolve, I had something of a change of heart about him, but I would never really like Kabuto. I kind of want to hit... I answered that. Chrome says, I mean, for example, we know Oda, One Piece's creator, has literally put himself in the hospital multiple times from overworking himself. It's really a sad issue. That seems to be throughout the industry, isn't it, Chrome? I mean, just in my limited few years here, that since you guys have gotten me into anime, I've heard lots of horror stories about what goes on for manga artists and how they grind themselves almost to death. This is Kyle says, ever checked out that Dark Souls video I mentioned? No, I haven't seen that one yet, Kyle. I had to take a second to watch it. No, I actually didn't. I meant to too, and I didn't. Again, that's my memory. I didn't think of it again until you just mentioned it. I haven't seen, like I told you, I haven't seen much of anything on Dark Souls. But no, I did forget. Connor says, hey Chris, let's say Dallas versus Lightning. Sorry. FYI, what's your most hated movie or TV series? Most hated? Oh. I will say this. It was very unusual. When I was younger, excuse me. When I was younger, like most of you guys in his teens, early 20s, I used to go to every movie at the theater. And at the theaters, because that's what you did. Of course, back then, too, we didn't have VCRs at home or anything like that. And we had, by the time I was a teenager, we had cable, but even that wasn't spread across the country. A lot of areas didn't have it. So anyway, that's where you went for your entertainment. I do remember the first movie I ever walked out on after I paid my admission to get in was the first Star Trek movie. I remember sitting there watching it, and I was never a huge Star Trek fan, but, I knew the characters and everything. It's like, a movie is a good idea. Early on in the film, they start taking a shot of the Enterprise, and the camera pans around the Enterprise, and it goes under it, then goes over it, then it goes around it, and pans it some more. We looked at the outside of that ship with the dramatic music playing for what seemed like an eternity. It's like, okay, this movie's already been slow to start with. Did they really need to just fill what seemed like 10 minutes of time showing the ship? And then they came back from that. There was about 5 more minutes of absolute drivel for conversation, and I walked out of the theater. I remember I walked out. I played a couple of video games, and I think it might have been Tron. Stupid things I remember. This Tron standalone video game in the lobby, and then I went home. So I don't know if it's my most hated, but that's the first time I ever walked out on a movie. And most hated TV series, well, Probably the Kardashians. I've never seen anything that makes me want to puke more than the Kardashians. Henry says, since you're a big baseball fan, in your opinion, who do you think is a better player, Babe Ruth or Lou Gehrig? Ooh. Better. Ooh. See, on the surface, you would think that's easy because Gehrig was probably the better all-around ball player. But you have to remember, Babe Ruth was also a phenomenal pitcher. I mean, when he pitched early in his career, he wasn't just good. He was pretty fucking great. But they moved him to the outfield because they needed him to be an everyday player because of his bat, obviously. So that's what makes it tough. If you take away the fact, if you add into that fact that Babe Ruth only pitched for a couple of years and then they moved him, I think Gehrig was an all-round better player. Babe Ruth was the bigger name and the bigger, larger-than-life character and did more for the game because of that. But Gehrig was probably the better all-around ball player. But again, it can't be forgotten that Babe Ruth was a fucking ace of a pitcher. Maya says, I can't even remember the name of the movie I hate the most, but it was about a doomsday cult that kidnapped a kid. Dude saves kid, and the movie ends with the doomsday cult's doomsday happening. Really, Maz? That's the doomsday happens, and it's like, hey. Cheap jump scare. Babe Ruth or Jackie Robinson? Again, all-around ball player, Jackie Robinson. I mean, Jackie Robinson did everything well. He was lightning fast, hit for high average, phenomenal fielder, could hit for power. Yeah, Jackie Robinson was just ridiculous ball player. Andre says, I wish Sakura got the Sasuke and Naruto, but the creator admitted he can't write female characters. Right. Kaguya, for example, was all power, no personality. I always said, Andre, that at least it was admirable of him to recognize his own shortcomings. I mean, like you say, he was always upfront about the fact that, yeah, I don't write girls well. So you appreciate that. When somebody who's that wildly successful is still willing to be right up front about their shortcomings. Chrome says, yeah, most manga creators work nearly every week for years on end without break. Naruto's creator skipped having a honeymoon after his wedding to work on Naruto. Had one after series end. Jesus Christ. Wow. I can say this. Now, I see there's a big difference, so I hate to even put it on the same plane because I love what I do so much. I mean, I am so appreciative of all you guys because you allow me to get up every day and my quote-unquote, for lack of a better term, job is to watch anime. It doesn't get better than that. I will say, though, as far as scheduling, I have gotten up at least, if not earlier, at least 5:30 in the morning every day. I don't take days off because I want to keep everything flowing, keep everything going at the Goosh and the channel. I have not had a day off where I didn't do that. I'm trying to think back when it would have been. I think I snuck a Sunday in. We were doing something out late on a Saturday, and I had a Sunday where I was able to rearrange my schedule where I got stuff done in advance. Oh no, it would have been when we went to when my wife and I went to Niagara Falls. So however long ago that was, a couple months ago. That's right, because while I was in Niagara Falls, I didn't have to get up at 5:30. Now, I have not had a day where I don't do something for the Goosh or the channel in years. Because every day, because like even when I go to Disney, every day I'll get up and one of the first things I'll do is make sure that I post, because I record the videos ahead for the Goosh, but I'll make sure I'm posting them that day. So it has been literal years since I have not done something for either the Goosh and or the YouTube channel on a given day. I couldn't even tell you how many years it's been. Henry says the worst movie of all time is easily the animated movie called Food Fight from 2012. The movie is pure garbage in every sense of the world. I don't remember that one. I don't remember that one, Henry. Now you got me curious. I got to kind of look at it. Don't disrespect that movie. It has a shit rat in it. I didn't see which one. Oh, Dragon Ball Evolution was an abomination of God. Andre says, yeah, true. Well put. I haven't seen Shield Hero, Ethan. I have not. Moonlight's Kitten says she received as a character, including young female demographic she was made for. Oh, okay. I don't know what conversation that was part of. Gibster says, I had this talk with coworkers, so I'll ask it here. What are your thoughts on Ali versus Tyson? I say Ali wins 3 out of 4 times due to beating the greats. So we're talking, obviously, Gibster, we're talking. Oh, Henry's the stream boss now. We're talking Prime Ali versus Prime Tyson, right? It's tough. It's one of those fights, Gimster, I'm sorry. I saw Henry as a stream boss. Gimster, it's tough for this reason. Ali was a brilliant fighter. Obviously, Tyson was a brilliant fighter too. But Tyson, I agree with your thought process that probably Ali had that combination of strength, skill, ring smarts, and ridiculous speed that would give him the advantage. But Tyson was so deadly with that power, he's always going to have that ominous puncher's chance. Now, Ali took a punch from Ernie Shaver straight on in the face and continued. He got his jaw broken by Ken Norton in the second round and fought 15. So Ali could take a punch. So given that, I would tend to agree with you. I'd give a little edge to Ali, but would not be surprised at all if Tyson won. Tyson himself says Ali would have kicked his ass, but I think he was just being extra humble. But Tyson has come out and said that in no uncertain terms, Ali would have beat the shit out of him. Oh, talking about Sakura. Okay, Moonlight's getting... No problem. Demonic Jester said, what's the difference between a cop and a bullet? When the bullet kills someone, you know it was fired. That's actually pretty good. Even if I don't agree with the overall sentiment of a joke, it's still a good joke. Ma says, aren't fighters like Ali usually favored towards sluggers like Tyson? Historically, typically, for betting money, yes, usually, Maz. Just because, again, and the only reason I say Ali is not just because of that overwhelming fighting skills he has. A lot of people tend to forget because he was a shorter fighter and it came in a different package. Mike Tyson was brutally fast. His hands were as fast as Ali's. It's just that Ali had that long jab that made it so hard to get inside of it. Chris Edwards, good to have you here, pal. Tyson was blindingly fast, but Ali showed over and over that you weren't going to one punch knock him out. If Ernie Shavers couldn't do it, and Ernie Shavers hit him square, if George Foreman couldn't do it, and Foreman landed bombs on him, Joe Frazier knocked him down, did not knock him out. Ken Norton broke his jaw, he kept fighting. I think he would eventually get to Tyson because you just have to hit Ali with so many bombs to put him away. As much as I hated to admit it, because Frazier was my boy, Muhammad Ali is one of the toughest fighters I've ever seen in any fighting art anywhere. The guy was just brutally fucking tough. And that's something he doesn't get enough credit for. Gimster says, I say Tyson does not have the kind of killing power that Sonny Liston had when we went 6 rounds with him. I don't know. Sonny Liston he had absolute stone hands. You're right, Gimster. But I think Tyson hit as hard. Tyson, whereas Liston's punches were more about boom, blunt force trauma, and a lot of Tyson's power came from speed because, again, Tyson's hands were way faster than Sonny Liston's. But Sonny Liston was just that old school big boy going to hit you in the face until your bones collapse. But I think Tyson, believe it or not, was a better boxer than Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston relied now again, we're going prime Mike Tyson when he still had Customato and his influence on him and everything. Sonny Liston's boxing skills were not elite. His punching power was. In his prime, Tyson's punching power and his boxing skills were elite. It's fun to talk about, though. Ever sit down in a conversation and have absolutely no clue what's going on? Chrome says that. Yeah, we're heavily into the boxing, Chrome. I get nerded right out for that. Sonny Liston was, a lot of people, for those who don't know the history, a lot of people said that Sonny Liston threw the fight with Muhammad Ali because Ali threw a phantom punch that knocked him out. Well, back in that day, you didn't have quality video cameras and everything. Sonny Liston didn't throw any fight. Muhammad Ali hit him with the nastiest little 6-inch punch inside you'll ever see. What people don't understand is when you get hit right on the butt of the jaw and your head snaps fast, I don't give a shit who you are. You're going to lay down for a little while. And that's all that happened. Liston came in and Ali went boom. And it's not even as much how hard he hit him, it's where. But you watch and he gets him right in the jaw, snaps his head, concusses him, and Liston went. But back in that day, fights were fixed so much, everybody just assumed it was a fix because Ali hit him so short and so quick he couldn't see it.
Oh, yeah.
Did you like the Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder fights? Yes. Yes, Henry. Those were awesome. I've been waiting for years to see some heavyweight action like that. Yes, those were great. They really were. Do I think those guys would have fared well in the 70s? Probably not. With Frazier, Foreman, Ali, Norton, Young, Ellis, and the whole crew. But they're still excellent fighters, and they made for great matchups. Clank says, I could beat any of those guys in a fight if I had a gun, and they didn't. Niall says, MMA is way more exciting than boxing. I like both. I like any type of fighting arts. Hell, we've been watching those sumo wrestling videos at the Goosh. They've been being sponsored, and that's fascinating. I wouldn't say in general it's way more exciting. It depends on the fighters, I think, Niall. You know, I've seen boxing matches I think were thrilling, and boxing matches that were boring. I've seen MMA fights I thought were thrilling, and MMA fights I thought were boring. I think it all depends on, who's involved. But I love MMA as well. Blake says, if they make a full-length movie that looked like the live-action One Punch Man fan-made clip, I would watch it. Yeah, me too. Me too. Moonlight's Kitten says, my cat is making so much noise because she wants my attention, but it's all going to Curtis right now. Tell that pussy to calm down. Priorities. Lick says, that's my favorite part too. Lick says, my favorite part of boxing is when the big man punches the other big man until the big man falls over. Lick, you should look into becoming a commentator. I like that. That's breaking it down. Ma says, I like MMA way better than boxing simply because I like grappling way more than striking, but I can enjoy boxing. Yeah. Well, I get that, Maz. If you're into grappling, yeah, absolutely. And let's face it, MMA is more of a test, and that's what it was designed for, of all-around fighters, whereas boxing is its own specific skill. I mean, you can go into MMA as a boxer, but if you don't learn to defend yourself from ground attacks, you're just going to get the shit kicked out of you. So it's certainly MMA is way more rounded. So any thoughts of scientists potentially having found evidence for life on Venus recently? Just saw that, Chrome. Just saw that. It's pretty cool. Pretty fascinating, actually. Excuse me. Henry says, I've always loved boxing, one of my favorite sports, but I recently watched some UFC vids. I love how brutal those fights are. It's so vicious. Oh, it is, Henry. Especially the early ones. If you were watching those early ones where they did the whole tournament in one night and stuff, when Hoist Gracie was dominating, yeah, it is brutal. And again, I'll watch any type of fighting arts. I've always loved fighting. I've always liked combat sports. Yeah. So I'll watch any of them. Excuse me. Henry's stream boss. Niall says, I feel like MMA is more unpredictable. In boxing, you know what's going to happen. They're going to punch each other. Well, I wouldn't say boxing is predictable, but I certainly do agree with you that there are more possibilities for major surprise, obviously, in MMA than there is in boxing because of all the different ways you can attack and be attacked. Johnny says, Curtis, I wish I wasn't in college so I had the money to sponsor Baki the Grappler or Kengan Ashura on the Goosh. I think you would love the brutal hand-to-hand combat of those shows. I think Baki will get voted in at some point, Johnny. I really do. I don't know that it's going to be right away, but Baki the Grappler is very popular over there. I think Hajime no Ippo's got a real good chance. I think Hajime no Ippo and Gintama are clearly the leaders for winning the next poll, which will be coming up next month. We'll be done with Bleach. And it could very well be Hajime. Could also be Gintama. They're definitely the front runners. Henry says, UFC fighters must have a risk of getting bad CTE. Yeah, but that's true with any fighters, Henry. Again, anytime you're in a sport with head snap, you're always running that risk.
Yeah.
Because it's the snap that creates the concussions. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, let me say something. Baki's got a good chance of getting voted in. Again, I don't think it's going to be real soon, but I think it will. Moonlight's Kitten says, "Hey Curtis, I turned to look at my Beast, my cat, and said priorities, and she just chirped at me. Can't tell if that's an agreement for your side or hers." Could be. Oh, absolutely, Lou. Well, that's counting a newer series doesn't take over. It's been a long time since the last poll. No, I agree with you. The only reason I say I think they're the front runners is because of their performance in last polls. And, I got, obviously, especially for the $1 level, I watch very carefully what you guys are talking about over at the Goosh or here at the Patreon. And I haven't seen anything talked about so much that it makes me think, here. Now, I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying I haven't noticed it to where it's like, this one's going to make a run too. So that's the only reason I think they're the front runners. Gimster says, Prime Tyson with coaching. Do you think he could dodge or counter Ali's 6-punch within a second combo that he did against Joe Frazier? I think anybody that dodges that, and I think Tyson would probably agree with this, Gimster, wasn't just good on defense. You have to have luck. Though when Ali would unleash those ridiculous flurries, if he misses you with every punch, you can claim that you're good on defense, but you also have to have a lot of luck too, because they're just coming too fast for anybody to actually react to each one individually. Hey, Alex, good to see you. But no, so would I count on him ducking them all? No. But with a Prime Tyson, a lot of those punches in that combination are ones that he's going to roll with and return something. That's what you have to worry about with Tyson, because that left hook was deadly. But we have to remember, as much as Joe Frazier is my hero, Tyson's right hand is way more deadly than Frazier's was. So you're throwing that, at least throwing that boom, 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 that 6-punch combination. Tyson wasn't afraid. So if you don't hit him hard enough to make him take that step back, you better be ready for what comes after you throw that 6th punch. Maya says, I still believe in Joe Rogan's argument that getting rid of gloves in MMA would reduce head trauma. The added padding on gloves does nothing but protect the striker's hands, doesn't prevent CTE. I would agree. Sure. I agree with him. I didn't even know he said that, but I agree 100%. Because again, Maz, it's that head snap. I mean, you can get concussed other ways, but the most common way is with a head snap. Because when your head snaps fast, that's when that fluid rushes against your skull, recedes, and the brain continues going that same direction and crashes. So yeah, I would agree. Tui says, MMA is really predictable. To me, now everyone fighting the same now. That's why I like the original, what it represents. Well, I think Tui, and it's mostly due to the Gracie clan, I think that the fighters started to develop, okay, these are the tactics that are going to be most effective. And most of that is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu based as far as the grappling, for sure. So yes, I do think the style, back in those originals, when nobody knew for sure which style seemed to have the advantage, you're right, it was much more of a Wild Wild West show. Everybody was just out there doing their own thing. Yeah, I agree with that. Excuse me. All right, guys. Unfortunately, I got to go. Thank you very much for this stream. Boy, we went off in some cool directions here today. Got to talk a lot of boxing. I know that bore some of you. I apologize, but I love boxing. And you guys gave me a whole... I was really impressed with that. You guys honestly gave me a whole new thought process on Hisoka that I hadn't considered, which surprises me with as geeked out for Hunter x Hunter as I am, that I think you guys are right. I think the Schwing was less pedo and more like, oh boy, here's some guys with some real abilities I'm going to get to beat up someday. I've been thinking about that since you guys put that suggestion in there, and the more I think back to what happened, yeah, that seems to be the case, which I'm just, it's fun because Hunter x Hunter is one of my, if not my favorite anime of all time, and to have a new train of thought on a character that's as significant to me as Hisoka is, that was pretty cool. So this has been a really, really fun stream for me. As a matter of fact, because it's been so fun, I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna concentrate. I'm gonna get a little something extra in the sticky stuff for today. Oh, shoot, I pooped a little. Okay, hold on. Don't worry about that. Okay, so today's sticky stuff is Monday's sticky stuff. We all know that Monday's like, fuck Monday. I love Mike Tyson's voice. It's ASMR. I do too, Henry. Mike Tyson's mysteries are fucking hilarious. I can watch that animated show over and over. Yes, I agree. But we know that Mondays are meh, but I spiced them up a little with some extra Hisoka knowledge. So what does Hisoka knowledge do to sticky stuff? I'm going to let you guys figure that out. Because here it comes. Pumpu Pumpu. Monday's sticky stuff with a little bit of Hisoka. Hisoka mixed in there, just in the, just some little sperm cell Hisokas in there for all of you. See what it does to you. We'll be streaming all week. Report back to me. Let me know what it did. And I hold no legal accountability for what it does to you. Shoot, I should have had you guys sign a waiver. Because we'll bang, okay? Flashlight like Buggy. And as always, most importantly, whether it's Frazier, Ali, Norton, Young, MMA, Hisoka, whatever, goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.